So this is just a 10 to 15 minute yoga session that will hopefully help you to see how much you can get done in that short space of time. I think often when we're trying to do running or triathlon training, we give up on stretching because we associate yoga with a 90-minute class and think, well, I can't do that, so what's the point? The point is, it does make a massive difference to your performance stretching, but you don't need to do 90 minutes, it's just unrealistic. So if you just come down to your mat and come to a kneeling position like this, if you find that very uncomfortable, if you've got very tight ankles for instance, you can just pop a cushion in between back of your thighs and your calves and sit like that, and that can help. So we're just going to start by tuning into our breathing. So bring your hands together, palms facing up, bring your shoulders back and down, and just close your eyes, and we're going to focus on inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So try and inhale for a count of 3, hold for a beat, and then exhale for a count of 3 through your nose. So starting now, so inhaling 1, 2 and 3, and exhale 3, 2, 1. Inhale 3 and exhale and 1. Inhale and 3 and exhale. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. Make sure your jaw's relaxed. Imagine there's a balloon floating you up from the crown of your head, so you're sitting nice and tall and not slumping down. So just a couple more breaths here, inhaling and exhaling, and inhale and exhale. And then just open your eyes, and you're just going to take your right hand down to the mat. Inhale your left arm, and you're just going to come over as much as you can without rolling off that hip. You just put your head, your hand behind your head, and look up at your elbow to encourage that opening, so that you're not just slouching forward. Imagine you're between 2 panes of glass, and you've got that really nice opening through that left hand side. So just looking up at your elbow. 5 breaths. If your hand comes flat to the mat, great. If it doesn't matter. Just as long as you're feeling that kind of opening and stretch to that side of the body. Okay, inhaling it up and exhale over the other side. Again, stretch it out, and then just bring your hand behind your head. Look up at your elbow to make sure. So you might find one side stretches over more easily than the other. So you're going to look up at your elbow. Make sure your throat's relaxed and you can still breathe easily. You're not clenching your jaw. Inhaling up, and then we're just going to come into cross-legged position. So come to cross-legged. Take your feet wider than you would normally. So they're sitting underneath your knees. And again, we're going to do that stretch again, but from cross-legged position. And this time you're going to keep your arm straight. So inhaling, stretch up, look up at your arm, but keep your hip bones, sit bones grounded. So you can take your right arm out a little bit further. Try and keep that opening. Relax the legs so your knees aren't suddenly drifting up. Inhaling up, exhaling over the other side. Keep the length, look up. Take your arm a little bit further out, your left arm. Give yourself a bit more opening. Inhale up. This time take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. So you're going to use that left arm as you exhale around to kind of give you a bit of push, to give your spine a bit more of a twist. But don't do it so much that you're pulling that leg up. You're kind of pushing against it. So inhale, lengthen to start, and exhale, twist, put your right hand behind your back, close into your back. Just get a little bit of a twist. Again, not so much that you're really having to activate lots of muscles to do it. Use the breath all the time through your nose to give yourself a bit more space in the posture. Inhale back to centre. Right hand on your outside of your left leg. Left hand right close into your back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. Relax your legs. Just get that nice twist. Try and sit up tall. Inhale back to centre. Just switch your legs over the other way. Get a little bit more into that hip opening. Again, take your feet right the way out to underneath your knees as much as you can. You might struggle with that, but try. So if you're sitting the other way around your mat, your feet would go right to the edges of those mats. Flex your feet to protect your knees, and then you're just going to come forward and down. If you can, you might find if your knees are up here and your hips are so tight that actually you can't do anything like that, then holding like this and keeping your back straight is enough. If they go down further, then you can come all the way down and you'll feel a kind of opening through your piriformis and your hips here. So you just want to relax into that. And again, just let your head sink down. To open up that hip, so it's going to be a really nice relaxing stretch this actually, particularly if you suffer from lower back pain for instance. It can often be the piriformis or your glutes that are so tight, kind of like pulling through that lower back, so this can be quite a relaxing opening posture for your lower back as well. So with each exhalation you might find you can edge that little bit further forward, lengthening out through your back. If you're tight through your ankles, which most runners are, you'll start to feel the stretch in your ankles as well. Just stick with it, use the breath. Okay, and slowly come back up to centre, and then you're going to switch sides. So sniff your legs over again, come back down, feet as far out as you can, either on your knees or come forward and down. Just focus on your breath with every exhalation, and you're softening through the hips. You can walk your your hands out a little bit further. Just let your head drop. The other thing that can tend to happen if your glutes are very tight is that you can try and avoid, your body will try and avoid the stretch, and you'll see your knees start rising up to try and come out of that stretch. So try and stick with it, and like imagine your knees are gently being softening down towards the floor. Okay, and slowly walk that back up. Now you're going to come to lying flat on your back, on your mat. And we're easiest way to say it is a banana shape, I think, the best way to describe it, or a half moon. So you're going to take, I'll go over to my right hand side first. You're going to walk your arms as far over as they can, but don't cross the arms, so don't let your arm come over your head. Just walk as far as you can. Then you take your feet over the same way, so you're creating this banana shape, but you're not allowing the hip to roll, so you're not rolling over, both hips stay down, don't allow that left hip to come off. And then you'll feel this gentle stretch and opening through that left hand side and that left hip. So just relax your arms down. I've got very tight shoulders because of lots of swimming, so my arms don't lie flat on the floor. If they don't, you can kind of clasp the hands just to help stop them flying up into the air, basically. Just try and create that length and relax into it rather than just holding everything in to try and force yourself into the position. To increase the stretch, you can take that left leg and cross it over the right, and that can help stretch through that glute and that hip a little bit more. Just resting here, using the breath. This is one of those kind of postures that the longer you stay in it, the more you start feeling different parts release. It might start on your hip and then might start travelling up to your lower back, your side, your ribs. So if you've got longer, perhaps if you're doing this at night after work before you go to bed and you have the time, then stay in it for longer. If it's the morning and you've got to go to work, don't let that get into your head and thinking, oh, I've got to rush around. Use this time. It's not going to be any longer than 10 minutes total. Try and let your mind empty. Try not to let it think of all the things you've got to do. Okay, take that left foot off, straighten up, look down the line of your body, make sure you're straight, and then walk over the other way. One side might feel freer than the other. And then you can cross your right leg over your left. So remember, these relaxation are vital for recovery. They help balance out the cortisol response you get, not just from the stress of training, but from day-to-day life. So 10 minutes spent here can improve your deep sleep, which affects your recovery. So really work on that breath, taking a big, filling up the lungs with the inhalation and emptying it out. Last inhale and exhale. Okay, and then take your feet and you're going to make sure you're straight again. Let your feet right to the edge of the mat and then just turn your toes slightly outwards. Let your knees fall together, and then you're just going to let both of them go over to the right hand side. So when they go over to the right hand side, then now your knees are now no longer together. So quite a wide spinal twist, and you'll feel it right the way through this left hand side, this TFL here, which is the band of tissue right at the top, which goes into your ITB. So if you typically have ITB issues or you feel like you never stretch them, this is great for it. You take your left arm up straight overhead and get a bit more of that nice stretch through there. Last inhale and exhale. Bring them back to centre. Bring your knees back together. Drop your left arm and then let them drop over to the left hand side. Right arm up, straight over your head. And again, just try and use the breath. Relax into that. Last inhale and exhale. Now, if it's the evening, all you're going to do is bring your feet, palms of your feet, soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the side, hands facing up, and you're just going to stay in here for 3 minutes, inhaling and exhaling to finish. If this is the morning, you're going to come over, roll onto your right hand side, coming up, and then you're going to come into a kneeling position. We're just going to wake the body up again, just ready for the day ahead. So hands directly underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers nice and wide, knees directly underneath your hips. So inhaling, downward dog, quite a wide downward dog. Exhale to plank. Inhale, downward dog, pushing through the hands.